My name is Anita. I am a wife, a mother of three, business entrepreneur, Mrs. Rhode Island, and I am a survivor of domestic violence. You know, when I meet new people and I speak to people about domestic violence, they often find it surprising that I am a survivor of domestic violence because society tends to have this picture, a photograph in their mind as to what an abused woman actually looks like. I met my ex when we were 15 years old. I met him like any other typical teen. We were at the mall, we'd hang out, and, you know, we had a typical teenage relationship. We'd go to the movies, out to dinner, you know, we had fun with friends. And when I first met him, you know, there were things that would happen, like the questions of who were you with, you know, why did it take so long, and, you know, simple little things with, the way he'd behave around me and his friends. After we got married, things obviously escalated much further, and the abuse turned from more of a verbal sense into a much higher level of physical abuse. One of the things that was difficult was the fact that he was everybody's best friend. He was loved by everyone. He was the guy that was there for them. If somebody called up and they were moving on a Sunday morning, he would be out the door to help them. He would be the person that would walk an old lady across the street if there was somebody in need of help. And it left me almost feeling like I was crazy. Why could I be treated the way I was? You know, I had an incident where we had gone away on vacation, and I was responsible for packing his luggage. And on this trip I happened to pack the wrong socks. I packed the socks that he always wore to work, the large white ones. And I didn't realize that he wanted these smaller black ones because I guess they were sneaker socks. And we got into a fight, and he pinned me to the wall of the hotel by my throat because I had packed the wrong socks for him. And one of my friends, we were on a joint trip, we were going to the water slides or whatever, and came out of the bathroom, and her boyfriend saw this happen and grabbed him and pulled him off of me and said, you know, what are you doing, man? You know, get your hands off of her. And my friend was in the room too, and she said to me, she's like, I would have never believed that he could be like this if I didn't see it with my own eyes. I remember being at the dance studio one day, and he would always, every Saturday morning, I'd go teach dance, and he would always pick a fight on that day. There was always an argument over why I had to leave the house and go do this, and it was never good. And I remember I pulled up and I was on the cell phone, and we had just gotten into a major argument over it, and I was in tears, and this woman approached me. I'm going to say she was probably in her mid to late 40s, and she didn't know me, and I didn't know her, and she could tell. She just knew it. The same way I now know it when I see a woman that's in an abusive relationship. She told me, you know, I've wasted 22 years of my life with that man, and you're young. You know, you have your whole life to live. I don't care what he tells you. I don't care that he tells you that you can't find anybody else, or that you have children, or all the things that, you know, her abuser had told her. And I know I was often told, you know, by my ex, you'll never find anybody else that's going to want you like me, you have kids, you know, you're useless, you're this, you're that. It's all lies. It's all lies just intended to control. And, you know, that's pretty much what she said to me. She had children of her own, and you can move on. And you will find somebody that loves you and cares about you the way that you should. Domestic violence, unfortunately, happens everywhere. It happens around the world. But most importantly, it happens here in our backyard. It happened to me, and it could happen to you.